happening, y'all? Welcome. This is episode 103 of Super Flashy Era of Tomorrow. I am your host, Sir Cussalott Travis Pointer, and I am joined this week not by Mara the Shark Watkins. She has some other things she has to deal with this week, so she won't be able to make it. However, I do have from the Smacking It Raw podcast, the host, my boy, the warden, Matt Ritter. Thanks for being here, sir.
Absolutely. I mean, you always talk about how I can't come on other podcasts until you need me. And then, I'm right here when you do, no matter how much shit you talk. So
believe me, I tried other avenues before I called you. I even considered just doing this whole thing by myself before I called you. But then I'm like, no, because that's something Matt would do. And I'm never doing that.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not a good idea.
Yeah. I'm not going to sit here and talk to myself about the Arrowverse for an hour. I don't have it in me.
Fuck.
Next time, though, I'll bring Bear on the podcast and I'll talk to him about it.
There you go. That'll be good.
Me and the dog will talk.
Hopefully he liked Crisis better than I did, because Crisis fucking sucked.
Ladies and gentlemen, the rest of this podcast will be done without Matt because he's fucking disrespectful. And I don't know how he can say such things when they gave us the motherfucking Justice League. Like, the fuck are you? Who the fuck do you think you are, sir? Like, what the fuck? Yeah, if you're listening right now and not watching, you know I just muted him because fuck that. I mean, I guess I'll go ahead and bring.
Oh, I can unmute myself? I didn't know I could do that.
Oh, I can do it. I just did that in Zoom. I can do it from the main board too.
I know. I was looking and it saw that I could unmute, and I'd like a chance to explain myself. It's not that the Justice League or some of the stuff that happened in Crisis was bad. It's where we were left after Crisis and the shit we're going to talk about today and the shit y'all talked about last week and how everything's all fucked up and confusing and doesn't make any sense. And like, as you said last week, you just didn't like any of the shows because of Crisis. That's why Crisis sucked.
Well, Crisis itself did not suck. The results of Crisis sucked, but Crisis itself was fucking awesome. Except for the fourth one. We're not going to talk about that, though.
It didn't do it for me. And now we're at a place where I'm like, man, fuck this. Like,
yeah.
I'm not happy.
They wrote themselves into a corner. I'll give you that. But anyway, we're here to talk about this week's shows, not shows from weeks ago. So, without further dudes, where do you want to start?
Let's go with Supergirl, because that was my least favorite. Let's get that one out of the way.
I feel like Supergirl is always your least favorite from conversations we have. Like, I don't think you like Supergirl, Matt.
It's not that I don't like Supergirl. And here's the thing, and this is also why I'm pissed off, is Legends is my favorite normally. And I know you and Mara always trash Legends, but even Legends was bad. Like, I didn't even like it. So, yeah let's.
Yeah.
I just don't like most of the characters on Supergirl, except for Supergirl.
Like, Legends last week was definitely trash. So, yeah.
This episode of Supergirl, because I know that Mara has a job and I decided to hold up her end of the bargain, is
I definitely forgot to tell you.
Back from the Future Part 1. Luckily, I listened to the show.
Yeah. So, this episode kicks off with Brainy just, attacking buses and shit. Made it flip and blow up and everything, and Wynn is on the bus. I'm like, what the fuck you doing on this bus? But then we realize it's Wynn from another Earth, because somehow people from other Earths are still around, because Oliver like, yo, I'm gonna put all the universes together, but I fucked up and like threw in doubles because I don't know what I'm doing, because I just got these powers 10 minutes ago. So this Wynn actually became Toyman like his father. One of those things I'd forgotten about until they reminded me. Definitely forgot who his father was. So yeah,
I was like you. when they showed Win last week or whatever, I was like, I know who that is, but I can't think of what the fuck his name is.
Yeah.
So I definitely forgot his dad was Toyman because fucking Win.
So we find out that Lex had Brady do the breakout. He also wants Lena to find out what see, I forgot to write down her real name. I keep calling her Obsidian Boss Lady. Find out what she knows about Leviathan. Because, he don't really know what Leviathan is. He just, somehow, with all the infinite knowledge that Lex has, acquired over the years, he somehow just didn't know Leviathan existed until last week or whenever that was. So yeah.
Her name is Andrea.
Yeah, her. So Lex convinces Wynn to attack this toy convention because this is where the dude is. So I guess is the reason why his father went all crazy and blah, blah, blah. So he attacks. The real Wynn shows up, stops it from happening. But they don't catch the dude. He gets away. And yeah, we find out this Wynn, he has a wife and a daughter and all that kind of stuff. He's lived a life. He's got some good shit happening. And it's got all fucked up because they called in this dude, which we know now Brady did it on purpose. And then it stops being good.
So here's my thing about Brainy. If he is now supposed to be connected to the big brain and he's supposed to be this all logical, uncaring, unthinking, blah, 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 how the fuck do you not account for Lex Luthor? He literally said, I had this plan and this is what I did. The only problem is I didn't account for Lex Luthor. What kind of genius are you if you don't account for someone is the biggest supervillain in your universe?
Well,
clearly you're not that fucking smart, and neither is the big brain because it's fucking Lex Luthor.
They even they mentioned later on that he's one thing that they just can't account for. There's no way of predicting him and blah, 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 blah. That's what they said. I'm not saying it makes sense, Matt. I'm telling you that's what they said. All right? I was watching just like you. I don't know. I just know what they told me.
Also, fucking the whole point of Wayne coming back in time was to stop Toyman from doing some shit to ruin his future.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like all the shit that Toyman did would still make him look bad because they still have the same fucking face. He still tried to kill some people. People still saw his face. So I don't know how this fixed anything.
Yeah. You would think if you're going to go back in time to stop this from happening, you'd go back before the attack. You don't go in at the time of the attack. You go back before he attacked. But that would make too much sense, then we wouldn't have a show.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I get it. I wasn't too fond of this episode either, by the way. I gave you a hard time about it, but, it's just what I do. Let's see. Things of note that happened after this point, because I told you at this point is when I stopped liking what was happening. We got Lena talking to Andrea about Leviathan, found out she didn't know anything because in this universe they haven't called her yet. Let's see. Wynn gets all his memories back from John, of course, and then John takes him back into this back room, and it's his own little thing he's got, and he's like, I want to call that the Tower, which, the Justice League Tower. Now, I'm going to find out how they're going to get that up into space, but,
John is the best part of this show because he is doing the most. Also, when we get into other shows, whatever power he has that they duplicated, he kind of fucks some shit up. But he's getting the tower ready, he's restoring people's memories, getting the world back to where it needs to be, just kind of running around, handling business across the shows. I'm really happy for John. What I will say is something to note, Travis, is Tigatron made a appearance here.
Oh,
when they were
actor that did Tigatron's voice.
No, you didn't see the fucking
the Robo Tiger thing. Okay, I'm like, what do you?
Yes,
I forgot that happened. Anyway,
yes,
Yes.
There was a Robo White Tiger. Tigatron was
you're
here.
right. That is Tigatron. He didn't maximize it, though.
No, they killed him before he maximized. I was really disappointed.
Yeah. That would have been funny if he did, though. Like somehow this is in the same universe as Beast Wars.
Oh, that would be fantastic. I would have loved the show. That would have done it for me. So
all of a sudden he said Tigatron maximize and he did it. Or they could just acknowledge that like Transformers is something they know about. And so he made a Transformers toy and he did all the things that Transformers do. I would have been okay.
They reference shit all the time. They could have easily done that.
They could have.
Made this cool.
All right. Let's see. What else happened? Talk about the tower. Toy Man. He does this live internet thing. You know, he went live like we do. Only it wasn't so pleasant. Like when we go live, it's fun. What he did wasn't fun at all. Like once he gets to 1 million followers, he's gonna do some shit. So that happens. Then there was that awkward moment between Nia and Brainy. Wynn nerds out about Nia. They played Eye of the Tiger.
He knows her. Yeah, they did.
Yeah. So there was
got Tigatron and Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah, there was that. I mean,
well, no.
They
so
stopped the
Brain,
by the way, I guess, but yeah, whatever.
Well, Wynn knew Nia's like great granddaughter or some shit, like he was saying.
Yeah,
like,
she's part of the Legion and all that. Yeah,
near and all.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, no, they stopped Toy Man. Great. Wynn checked his little thing and saw that everything was okay, and his news clip on his arm turned to a picture of his wife and daughter, so she didn't leave him and take his daughter away because, you know, all it takes is somebody coming in and saying that back in fucking 2020, Wynn did some shit from some time cops for her to just be like, you know what, our marriage, our relationship, everything I know about you, this one person said it's over. I'm leaving. I'm taking our kids. We're done. Yeah. You know, like
from forever ago, a time when you couldn't have possibly been alive unless he told her everything. But
yeah,
but if he didn't, it would have been like, this makes no sense. There's no way you could have done that. You weren't there. But you know, we don't know what she knows.
I would have just left her. She's obviously not ride or die. Fuck fixing that. I'll find someone new.
It's understandable. Well, Matt, where would you like to go next?
Well, we should also talk about when they were packing up all Toy Man shit, how that little laptop box opened, and apparently he's AI'd himself into a box and is still around.
Yeah, but that's one of those things we probably won't see anything about it again until next season. So, and they'll remind us. But yeah, you're right.
Let's go Batwoman. Fuck it.
All right.
This episode is called An Unbirthday Present.
So this episode picks up at the end of last week's episode where, you know, we got Beth and Kate in her office, and Kate's like, yo, what the fuck is going on here? Pretty much about to kill her because she's like, yo, the fuck you doing here? And then Beth pepper sprays her and runs away because, you know, she's like, what the fuck is going on? I don't understand. Why are you trying to kill me? Your sister. So we get a flashback to young Beth when she's locked in that basement. And Mouse gives her a cat for her birthday, little kitty. You know, like, you can't let my dad find out. How they gonna keep a fucking animal in that room a secret? I don't know, but kids are dumb. So, you know, that's what they do.
Like, there's not a litter box. What are you gonna do with the cat shit? Where's the cat gonna piss? How are you not gonna smell cat shit and piss? Because let me tell you something.
Oh, yeah.
I have a cat. Well, I have a cat because my wife has a cat. And no, there is no hiding those smells and odors. Like, it is what it is. Kids are dumb.
Yeah. I say it all the time.
But this is where I have the problem. It's all of this, like, duplicate person bullshit that they keep bringing into all these shows now, where now every show has to have at least one character who has another Earth version of themselves and blah, blah, blah. Like, did I really need good Beth when I've got bad Alice from another Earth? No, I didn't. Why are we
This
doing
was
this?
more about them giving Kate the chance to save her, though. That was what this was about. And
but she didn't. She fucking failed, and that should be the story. Like, Batman doesn't get a chance to go back in time and save his parents because he was a little.
Well,
whatever.
Here's the thing, though. As a kid, he had no chance of saving his parents, but they showed, like, there was a chance that she could have saved Beth when they were kids and they were in that truck car. That was why. But whatever. I'm just telling you, that's why they did it. Stop being such a grump. So anyway.
I'm sorry, I'm stealing your thing here. You're right. I got to be more positive so you can be the grumpy one.
Oh, man. So, yeah, she gets a cat, trying to hide the cat because, yeah, whatever. And then we got, let's see. Okay. So back in the present, you got Alice in the interrogation room. She's just sitting there. And Kate shows up at the crow's spot. And she's like, yo, how about you tell me that fucking Alice had escaped? And they're like, fuck you talking about? She's down there right now. Look, she ain't going nowhere. So
then it dawns on her, like, oh shit, maybe that brunette was really actually a Beth from another world, because I completely forgot that I just got back from a thing where there were multiple universes, and I learned all this information, and all this shit happened.
Yeah. Well, she didn't. Well, it was the combination of her and Luke talking when they realized that after they went through all the best things with Mary, and she was all like, oh, I'm going to go do some research because, But yeah, they realize that she's actually from another Earth, and they're like, uh-oh. So Kate goes to talk to her. Beth has no idea what the fuck is going on because nobody knows who she is. I don't know, because there's been somebody with her exact face running around already, so I don't know why everybody's not afraid of her. But whatever.
Yeah, right? Like, you'd think that because she looks like Alice and all of Gotham knows like what a piece of shit Alice is, like her just walking around doing things would be putting people on high alert. The cops would get called, like some shit would be going on. But no, everyone's just about their own business. Not even when Kate went up to Alice, there were people walking behind Kate, and Alice is like, what are you going to do? Hit me in the face again? And like, they didn't look over. They didn't, check to see if she, like, they just kept walking, didn't give two shits. The fuck is that?
I mean,
fucking Gotham.
Her hair's a different color, Matt.
I'm just saying, if I'm walking by and I hear someone yell out, what are you going to do? Hit me in the face again? I'm at least going to stop and see what's going on. Yeah, like, I might get to watch a fight. I might have to break one up. Who knows?
That's just a daily occurrence in Gotham, though.
You think they got World Star in Gotham?
I don't know. World Star's probably tame shit compared to the kind of shit they just see on the news every day there now. Like, it's just, they had a dude who wore a giant, like, armored suit and just blasted and freezed everything. Like, it's just, they have people like that. Like, they have the Joker. Like, these are the kind of people that just are in Gotham. So,
yeah.
Like I said, just somebody saying you're going to hit me in the face probably didn't, mean anything to them. They're like, oh, somebody's going to fight, but I ain't got time for that right now. And they just kept walking.
I got you.
So we find out later that Mouse has kidnapped some important city people, well, children of some important city people, because them themselves are not very important. And he was like, yo, you going to let Alice go or I'm going to kill them all. Pretty simple. In the meantime, Kate and Beth just sitting around having a drink together because after all that shit, Beth needs a drink, and I get it. And so did Kate because, my sister is actually back now. Like, this other thing that's running around ain't my sister no more, but this person is still my sister. Luckily, she's from an alternate Earth where, Beth grew up to be all right, I'm sure there's another version where they both survived normally, but Beth turned out to be a piece of shit anyway.
Yeah. And that's gotta suck. Like, you're sitting there and you're looking at this girl who is what your sister could have grown up to be, and then you found out that the only reason that your real life sister is a piece of shit is because on another Earth you actually climbed up and pulled her out, and in this one you just let her fall. So really, it's all like you blame Batman and then relinquish that, but it's really all your fault. Your sister's a piece of shit, psychopath. Yeah.
Well, not all her fault, but she could have prevented it.
No. She did not save her sister. When she went in the basement and knew her sister was in the other room, she didn't do shit or push the issue to get her sister out and left her locked in that room with that fucking psycho cat killer and his fucked up deformed child. This is all her fault. She knew Beth was in that house. She let it go.
Here's the thing. Let me tell you. Let me explain. Because she didn't cause the original accident. Whoever caused the original accident is their fault. Her response to what happened, kids are dumb. Once again. So they do dumb kid shit. So I don't blame dumb kids for doing dumb kid shit. I expect them to be dumb. So I can't fully put the blame on her. I said it's not her fault, but she could have prevented it. That's why I put it that way.
Okay.
I see where you're coming from. I just have a hard time blaming kids for being dumb because they're supposed to be. Yeah, so we know on Beth's Earth, Kate pulled her out of the car. Then we realized, with all this shit going on, the city won't turn on the bat signal because they think
because she's gay.
Because she also likes vagina.
Which I don't understand. Like, he likes vagina, she likes vagina. That's something in common. You'd think that would be good enough?
Now. Exactly.
I trust people that I have things in common with. I don't trust people that I have things that I don't have in common with. Like,
yeah. I get it. I'm the same way. But, Gotham. So they won't turn the bat signal on. Sophie brings Alice this book that she's been asking for. And we're like, why does she need the book? We find out it's because of the binding in the book that she needed the string out of it. Because the string is deadly.
It was fishing line.
Yeah. And
I don't like by now with everything that's happened in Gotham, because like Batman's come and gone, there has to be like a set of rules or precedents. Like, you don't go get her shit because she asked for it. Like, no matter what, because how many times the Joker asked for just some like random shit that he has used to help him escape and murder people? Like,
true. This is true.
Why would you get the book? Clearly it's important to her. Clearly there's a reason. So if anything, you keep that as far away from her as possible.
Yeah. Clearly that's what she wants. That's the one thing you never give her. Like,
I don't care how thoroughly you check that shit out.
Yeah. Because clearly, however thoroughly you check it, is not thorough enough.
Because now motherfuckers are dead, and it's all your fault.
Yeah. That's Sophie's fault right there. I put that all on Sophie.
Mm-hmm.
She's not a kid. She's not allowed to just be dumb. So yeah, Alice is getting into Sophie's head. You know how Alice does. Kate's she's out looking, and she gets snatched up by Mouse. And Mouse calls Sophie like, "Hey, I got your girl. You going to do?" And Kate.
Well, hold on. Wait. Kate got hit by a truck. Like, knocked the fuck off her bike and down the road, and miraculously walked away with like just a scratch over her head, even though she wasn't wearing any shit. But they hit her with a fucking truck, Travis. It's like one of those commercials that you see where people are just driving along, having a good time, look down at their phone, look up, all of a sudden, boom, semi. Yeah, that's what happened to Kate on her bike.
Yeah, but she's Batwoman, so she all right. That's the key, when you get the word, the superhero name attached to you, stuff like getting hit by a truck when you're on a motorcycle, no big deal.
Is it the woman part? Is that the superhero part? Like Superman, Batwoman? Is that the part that you get at? Like, if I became Batman, would I be able to survive being hit by a semi?
I don't know, but there has to be something fundamentally that changes about you when you become this character that gives it its power, you know.
Okay.
So yeah, if you gotta, start wearing a huge superhero suit with a big M on the front of it, and mask and no cape though. I don't see you.
No, capes suck.
Yeah, I don't see you having a cape.
I'd trip over that shit. Like, fuck that.
Yeah. Unless it's one of those really short capes, the one that'll go down like the middle of your back. But those are
That looks stupid.
Yeah.
Sorry. So anyway, Mouse has got Kate and calls Sophie, and he was like, "Hey, yo, I got your girl. Let her go." And continue.
Yeah. So Kate speaks to Sophie in code, basically telling her to do the opposite of what she's saying. And in the meantime, Luke and Beth are talking, and Luke's just telling her everything. Like, yo, tell you what the fuck happened here. This shit's fucked up. And Beth's just like, oh shit. So
you don't even know you could, like, I understand you have an idea that you think that this girl is from another Earth and that she is like, but you know nothing about her. You don't know if she's really good Beth or if she's like, why are you taking her to the Batcave and just telling her all the fucking secrets? You've known her for like 3 hours.
Good point. Very good point. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know, but at the same time, it's just like, what can she really do with the information?
I don't know, because I don't know who the fuck this bitch is. Like, she could be an evil genius as well. I've seen what Alice is capable of. Clearly, Beth is capable of the same shit. Also, she's got a college education, so she might be capable of more or less. Who knows? Depending on the college she went to.
Yeah. Good point. As you would say, fair enough. Let's see. More flashbacks to creepy dude when he kills the cat because he finds the cat because of course he found the cat. Then is when it's time for him like, yo, I saw how you stitched this little shirt thing for the cat. So you must be really good at sewing somehow. And because of that, you can do that with skin. So do that with skin now.
Yeah, this is all just her like telling Sophie how she kind of got to where she is now, and some weird just like story time of how I went from making sweaters for kittens to sewing flesh faces
in one step.
Yeah,
there was no transition. I was like, I sewed together some pieces of blanket for a shirt on a cat, and now I'm sewing a face on somebody because same shit.
Nimble fingers, that's all you need,
I guess. So they have a plan like, oh, Beth is going to pretend to be Alice in order to get Kate back. She fails because she didn't know their little password thing.
Fails because she's a shitty actress and fucked up.
I mean, this is true, but if she had knew the little password thing, she'd probably got away with it. But the need for the password came about because of her shitty acting. So, but yeah, failed. But Kate gets loose on her own. But then, well, when it failed, he threw threw Beth in the trunk and broke the lock off so she couldn't get out. And while she's out, Mouse sets the car on fire. Like, oh, that sucks. She's going to die in a fire now.
Yeah, like Kate gets out and starts whooping everyone's ass and knocks Mouse into some rebar, and it's like sticking out of his shoulder. And he's just like, all right, well, I'm going to die anyway. Fuck it. And lights the car on fire. So now Kate has to save both those two idiots' kids who are locked in the back crying like little bitches and figure out how to get Beth out of the trunk. And of course, she does just before the entire car is engulfed in flame, blows up because
hero shit.
Superhero show.
Yeah. That's the way it has to happen. It has to be at the last second because she had to think like, oh, I'm not going to be able to do this. I should probably leave her behind. But she's like, no, I'm going to save her. And she's able to do it at the last second.
What would have been really funny is if she had gotten her out and the car just burned normally, like it didn't go up in flames, and they're just like expecting something more to happen, but it doesn't.
And they like dive out, do the whole dive and cover thing, and it never actually blows up. And they kind of look back like, oh. Let's see. So yeah, we talked about this earlier. Alice uses the binding in the little book as a weapon when she escapes. Then we see the rest of the city is all like, at the police station, like, yo, turn the fucking bat signal on. Like, the hell is wrong with you?
This is kind of like Gotham's gay pride parade.
Basically. It's about as much as prideful as Gotham's gonna get. Because they don't really gather in mass like that anymore because it's dangerous. Because somebody's gonna throw some kind of poison gas or something in the middle of it, no matter what. It's kind of what they do there. So after she escapes, though, Sylvie's talking to Big Daddy Kane, and he's all like, yo, it's cool. Like, this actually works out for us. Like, the fuck you talking about? Like, well, if she was still in our custody, we would have had to be responsible and, do things by the book. Now that she's out, we can just kill her. So let's just kill her. And then we get Beth and Alex having those crazy headaches that we saw last week with Brainy and all the Brainies, and they're all fucked up. Now Beth and Alice are having that happen to them, and we'll see what happens next week.
Yeah, the only way to solve this is to kill one of them. So kill the crazy one.
I'm about to say, so we kill Alice and everybody's okay. Got it.
Oh, by the way, I love Kate's hot Asian stepsister / undercover medical doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel so bad because she tries so hard to be cool with Kate. And Kate, like, even when they had their little unbirthday celebration, like, she went to go cheers with everyone, and, like, they just kind of cheers without her and ignored her. And she's like, oh, okay, sorry. Like, be nicer to her. I like her.
It is funny, though, because, like, she always does seem like she's on the outs, always trying to be Kate's friend.
And that's how you create a supervillain, Kate.
Yeah. All right. You got two choices. Where are we going next?
Black Lightning, because we're saving Arrow for last because there's a lot to unpack with Arrow.
Yeah. So, title of this episode:
The Book of Markovia, Chapter 2.
There's always another part, Matt.
Yeah, but see, DirecTV just said The Book of Markovia, Chapter 2, so that's what you're getting.
You're fired. So I'm going to need you to look that up while I'm doing this. So anyway.
All right.
So this episode kicks off with, some redheaded dude doing a vlog while inside the ASA. And he just spilling all the tea, as they would say. Just telling all the ASA business. And right after that happens, we get Jeff coming home to find Jennifer and go ahead.
Lynn's addiction.
There we go. So the Book of Markovia, Chapter 2, Lynn's addiction. Because Lynn is on that shit. So
Lynn's a crackhead.
Yeah, she's on that shit. She is on that shit. Now, yeah, Jeff gets home, finds Jennifer in the house with Brandon, and he's like, yo, what the fuck's going on? And she runs to him, hugs him, and all that kind of shit. He's still kind of looking over at Brandon like, what you doing here, nigga? And, they go back and they have a talk, and then Jennifer, tells him everything, like how she's been working with Odell and all the fucked up shit she's done. She was like, I attacked this place where they were doing some cyber attacks. I'm like, you could have killed somebody. Probably did, Pop. And yeah. So it was that. So after all that,
at this point, though, like, I've been working with dude and blah, blah, blah. And like, I may have killed some people. I think I did. Like, now the last thing that Jeff has to worry about is dude from Bone Thugs and Harmony banging his daughter. Like, last thing on his mind.
Oh man, well, it wasn't, because he walks out and he pretty much tells him, "You stay the fuck away from my daughter, or I will kill you." Very simple.
Okay, it should be the last thing on his mind. Like, hey, I've flown to space and I've killed people and I've done this stuff. I don't think that dude, busting them cheeks is really that big after I've murdered people and gone to space. Like,
It shouldn't be, but in the end, he's still a father. That's still his baby girl. So he's like, "Yo, you keep your penis away from my child."
he doesn't even know it's an Earth penis either.
You're right. It might not
Dude
even
makes
be an Earth
quakes.
penis as far as he knows.
Dude
Right.
makes quakes.
Yeah.
All up inside Jennifer.
Man, he don't even know about that though. That's the thing. He don't even know what he can
Nope.
do.
Mm-hmm.
So gives him the typical dad threats, Then we get Anissa with the girlfriend whose name I cannot remember. They're, happy to see each other and shit, reunited, blah, blah, blah. Then Gabby goes to see Lynn for help with TC is his name, right?
Yeah, I
Old
think so.
Medikid. Yeah. TC. We're gonna say that's his name because that's what I remember. Like, I need help with him. He's dying. I need the little stabilizer shit you got. And she was like, "All right, I'll do that for you, but in exchange, I need you to get me like little access shit so I can get in and look in the ASA." But he's like, "Yo, that's I can get you killed." She's like, "I know. I don't give a fuck. Give it to me."
He also said, are you okay? You don't look like, do they not talk? Did Jeff not be like, hey, by the way, if you're going to go see Lynn, she's kind of a crackhead. Can you keep an eye on her? Like,
well, there's always a big problem with communication on these shows. It's a going theme with all how many 6 Arrowverse shows now?
fuck. There's a lot.
I don't know. Too many. Of all the Arrowverse shows, there tends to be a problem. People just not communicating. If people just communicated, so many of their personal issues would be solved before they even become real problems. But TV. So she was like, "Yo, I need to be able to look in on the ASA because, I got to look out and watch the pod kids and make sure they okay." Yeah, fuck that. What she really wants is to find her bag so she can get her shit back. So we also get a mention of Odell saying he lives in Gotham, which is like, oh. So we gonna get some, because he at the end of this episode he apparently went back to Gotham. So we gonna get some crossover there because
Also, no wonder Odell's all fucked up because everyone from Gotham is fucked up.
Yeah.
As we talked about a second ago when we were talking about Batwoman. Like, there are no good, normal, like, run-of-the-mill people from Gotham. Everyone from Gotham is fucked up.
Yeah. That's why he can do all the fucked up shit he does and not blink an eye. He's just like, that's the thing. We'll do that. Go ahead. I don't care.
Gotham is like Detroit.
Like, it's just, Gotham's like way worse than Detroit. But yeah, I get what you're saying. But yeah, because he's lived in a city where crazy clowns just kill people because he thinks it's funny. So he said this while he's going off on that evil soldier bitch girl, the one whose name I don't know. I hate her so much though. And I'm supposed
the new leader.
Yeah, whatever her name is. Yeah, that one. I hate her.
Even though Odell's still alive.
Yeah. Well, she took over while he was all fucked up, and she's with us. Yeah, she's just anyway, I hate her, is my point. And she comes up with another plan like, "Yo, we'll do this, stabilize, chip them, send them out, stabilize, chip them, send them out, Like, all right, whatever. So dude with the vlogs, from before in the beginning, shows up for Lynn and brings her bag, and she's still looking all fucked up because, she on that shit. And gives it back to her. She's, blah. Then we get some Lala stuff. And normally I just don't give a fuck when the Lala stuff comes about. But this actually led to something interesting, so I was like, okay. Because normally every time Lala shows up on the TV, there's no consequence to it whatsoever. But his presence in this show, we'll just go through the whole thread of him where he sent his boy because some folks on the other side of town are like making a whole lot of money and they ain't paying up. Like, yo, I need my cut. So you need to go down there, check out what's going on down there, see how it works and all that. Sends his boy in there. It's a brothel where you get whatever you want. You want dudes, you want girls, you want a dude and a girl, you want two dudes and half a girl, whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Get it. And he goes in there and he's like just looking in behind curtains and taking pictures and shit, which I'm pretty sure in a place like that would be a rule. They wouldn't even let your phone in there. But,
You'd think.
Story purposes, because places like that don't allow phones. Don't ask me how I know.
And then you got the one dude who's chilling in the room and that girl's dancing for him and he sees dude videotaping. He's like, yeah, what's up? Like, no, if I'm in some CDS red light district basement fucking brothel bullshit and I see you with a phone, I'm whooping your ass. Like, that's game over. We ain't
like making sure, like, yo, what's the fuck's up with your establishment? Take care of this motherfucker. How you got him in here taking pictures of me and shit? Like, it's a whole lot that would have happened if he, Anyway.
I got a whole wife and family that can't know about this shit.
Exactly.
Get the fuck out of here.
So he's, going through with his phone, taking pictures and video and all that. But then he comes across Lady Eve. Jill Scott is back, y'all. And, we saw a picture last week of her, like, because she's the one that tried to have Gamby killed. So we had a feeling she'd be back, and she is.
Why does nobody fucking die and, like, stay dead?
Because comic books. I mean, that's the answer.
No, I know. It really takes away the impact when you see someone die because it's like, you'll be back. Good guy, bad guy, it don't matter. You didn't die. That'll bring you back somehow.
Yeah. Oliver stayed dead.
No, he didn't. Well, kind of. He's still the Spectre, which is still kind of like he's more of a superhero now than he was before because now he's got. Anyway, we're not talking about that.
We'll get there.
Back to the brothel.
So, yeah, so he's in the brothel, he's taking pictures. We see Jill Scott. He goes back and tells his boss, like, hey, this is what's going on here. They're making a whole lot of money. And he, Lala gets to the video of Lady Eve. He's like, yo, this Lady Eve. She's supposed to be dead, but she ain't dead no more. So we gonna, roll up in there. We're gonna tell them, like, yo, you pay up, or we take you out, Or as they say, get down and you lay down. So that was that. And after they left, she was like, yeah, we're going to have to pay for now because we can't fight them yet. Then, so that's it. That was pretty much it for that. He were talking earlier too about why he sells, the guns to the rebels for like a really high price. He's like, yeah, I want them to have the weapons because we got to be able to fight back. But I'm also a businessman. I got to get paid. And I'm like, you know what? It's fucked up. But I understand.
Yeah, no, I do too. I get it. But at the same time, like, charity?
Like, yeah, you a real piece of shit. But you're doing the right thing also, kind of. So it's just like, one of those times when you hear the phrase necessary evil.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was Lala. That was Lala this episode. So we're done talking about him. We don't have to mention him again for the rest of the show. So, anyway, Jeff goes to Gamby about Jennifer. They have their talk there. Trying to remember if there's anything important about that talk, but not really. We got Lynn. She figured out a way to get people powers temporarily. So she's like, so Vlog Dude volunteers, and she's like, well, you could need my help too, and yada yada. Then Jeff goes to Anissa because Jeff is pissed because Odell had Jennifer working for him. So like, yo, we going after Odell, and she like, I'm down. Let's go get that motherfucker.
That's all it took. Mm-hmm. All the shit Odell's done, Lynn being a crackhead, all that. No, but once my youngest daughter has flown to space and become a superhero. Let's go get that motherfucker. Can't have that shit going on.
They forced her to kill people. You know, that's kind of the thing.
Did he force her to,
You
Travis?
know what I meant.
No, did he force her to? Because I'm pretty sure she did that shit willingly. I don't think there was ever a go in there and leave no survivors. It was just like, go here and fuck some shit up. And she happily murdered some motherfuckers.
Listen, man, we've said this already. We've talked about how dumb kids are. And as dumb as kids are, teenagers are even dumber because they don't realize how dumb they are. They think they know everything. Fucking dumbasses. So he took advantage of her teenage dumbassness and had her killing folks for him.
Okay.
I mean, we saw how dumb she was as a teenager when that whole thing with her running away with Khalil was going on. Like, why are you doing this? This is dumb. Like, there's no way you can get away with this. Anyway.
Oh, she gets dumber.
Yeah.
She gets dumber.
So yeah, the vlog dude can turn invisible. I still don't know his name and I don't care.
Yeah, it's the white boy.
Yeah, the redheaded dude. So, the old meta kid, he told Gammy about Jill Scott. So he's like, he don't really care though, because this happened, like the hit got put out before she died and now she's dead. So whatever. Nothing we can do about it now. He don't know she back though, because how would he? So yeah, Black Lightning and Thunder. They go through, find where Odell is coming through in his SUV caravan, go through whooping ass, and they get him. They snatch him up. They got him tied up in some room. They're like, "Yo, you got information we need. We gonna get that shit." Gammy's gonna torture. We gonna like hammer nails into his feet and shit. Even though
they were gonna Passion of the Christ that motherfucker.
They were, but he was.
And I wish they had. That's all I wanted. Like, I didn't give a shit. Just put the nail through his foot. Just put the nail through his foot. Like, you ain't got to kill him, but please do that.
Yeah.
Because fuck Odell.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. So, and he told him, like, "Yo, I'm going to take off your shoes and socks," but he didn't take off his socks. Yeah, I don't know why that bothered me, but it did. Like, it's just like, I'm going to take off your shoes and socks. And I'm going to hammer these into your feet. But he only took off his shoes. And I'm like, what about the socks?
I mean, if you're going to threaten somebody, at least fully go through with the threat.
Exactly.
Like,
follow through. Because that would have been my first hit that he wasn't going to really do it, because he said he's going to take off my shoes and socks and only took off my shoes. It's clearly you have no commitment to what you're doing right now. So anyway, they were just trying to get him to talk so they can, get his voice and speech pattern so they can replicate it, which is clever, but I still wanted him to hammer that nail through his foot.
Yeah, like Jeff electrocuting him was not enough. Even though he almost electrocuted him to death, it was not enough.
Yeah. They should have like let him keep doing it until he was like right on the brink, and then he stops, and then like just cut back to him coming back like 20 minutes later and doing it again. Because fuck Odell. But yeah, Gammy stops him. He doesn't kill him. Okay. So Brandon and Jen, Jennifer's like, "Oh fuck, my dad's about to do some shit." So she runs to, the little basement spot and goes to get her super suit because, she needs that. And Brandon's just with her because she just takes him everywhere now. And he finds out everything. He just know everything now because, teenagers are stupid. She just brought him down there. Like, oh, it's okay if he knows that my whole family is superheroes. Yeah. Fuckers. We talked about them getting Odell's voice and speech pattern. What were you about to say?
I was just going to say, old girl activated Khalil and sent a party to go save Odell.
Oh, yeah, that happened too. Yeah.
She was all like, hey, because apparently even though Odell's back, like she still, I guess, has some stroke or whatever, because she's just giving out orders now. Like, I'm taking the ban off the Pierce family. Kill them motherfuckers.
But she knows that Odell's been captured. So once he's gone, she's, the highest ranking officer there. So yeah, she's in charge.
I just feel like with his programming, there's got to be like some kind of voice recognition or a password, like something to like, not just anybody could come in and be like, I'm in charge now. Guess what? Go kill the Pierces. And he's like, yeah, cool.
I mean, he may already recognize her though, as like, next in line. It's possible.
And if I was him, I'd probably just be kill motherfuckers and I'd be in charge because, he can do that shit. But
stop him. Exactly. Except they have that control chip in them, so maybe they could stop him. I don't know. So they're going to use Odell's voice and speech patterns to create this fake message of him telling the ASA to leave, which I guess I don't know why nobody's going to question that, but all right. And right when they're doing all that, Jen, as lightning shows up and she's pissed. And she's like, oh, y'all can do this, but I can't, blah, 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 blah. And I'd have been like, yeah. And go sit your ass down somewhere. But, that's just me. Let's see. Then Khalil attacks. And some more ASA folks come in. And so they're fighting back. Jeff and Anissa holding their own against them, but then all of a sudden here comes Jen stopping them like, why are you doing this, blah, 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 because nobody told fucking Jen that Khalil was an evil, crazy motherfucker.
Well, not just that, but like if you see your father and sister fighting Khalil, like I know she's a stupid teenager and teenagers are stupid, Travis, I understand that, but like wouldn't you think, hey, maybe there's a reason they're fighting Khalil? Mm-hmm. He's also fighting back, something's going on. Maybe lassoing my brother and sister and incapacitating them is a bad idea, or father and sister, is a bad idea. Probably. While I'm trying to get answers and people are fucking stealing Odell behind my back.
Yeah, but, problem is, once again, she's a dumbass hormonal teenager, so, what they do.
Also, she's got old dude from Bone Thugs and Harmony. Like, the fuck she need don't get me wrong. Khalil is a much better looking, much more fit.
He's a superior specimen, so,
yeah.
If given the choice, I'd take Khalil too. Like, I don't know about you. I don't know if the hair does it for you, but it's not enough for me. So there's that. And they finally convince her, like, yo, this shit ain't good. And so she lets them go, but everybody else gets away. And now she's super pissed because they didn't tell her about Khalil, which probably should have, because you had to know eventually they were going to run into each other. There's no way that doesn't happen at some point.
Also, Khalil tries to kill her and she knocks him the fuck out.
Well, yeah. So, ASA has Odell back. Like I said, Jennifer's super pissed because they didn't tell her nothing. She's like, I'll never forgive you for this, blah, 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 So they have Khalil in their little basement bunker place, and TC is communicating with Khalil through the control chip. And he comes back and he was like, tells Jen, like, he loves you. He's like, what? Like, he loves you. Like, how you know? He told me. They're like, what, nigga, what? And they don't really know what his powers are, so they don't get it, but I'm sure Gabby gets it. It's like, oh, okay. So maybe this dude can shut off the fucking control chip or something because he can communicate with the electronics and make that happen. So I'm hoping that's what they do and we get over this. And yeah.
Well, it looked like it did too, because you saw his eyes went from like green to blue or some shit, like the coating in his eyes.
Yeah. So we'll see. So back to, more of Lynn. She's got her in the
Did they explain why she was doing this? Because I must have missed that part. All of a sudden she's just breaking Tobias out of jail and making him a chameleon and shit.
She needs to make more of the stabilizer stuff, and she needs his blood to do it.
Okay.
Yeah. So they break Tobias out. They almost get away. Then the Markovians get him. So that's the end of that.
So here's the thing. I have been assuming for a while now that there aren't actually any Markovians, and this is just some bullshit Odell made up to like scare people and do whatever the fuck he was doing.
Markovians though.
I don't remember that, Travis. And to be honest with you, up until this season, I didn't really like Black Lightning. Like it wasn't doing a whole lot for me. And even y'all were talking about how, you know, you wanted it to be better.
Mhm.
So like I would do other shit while I had Black Lightning on. I was just kind of doing it, hoping that it would get better. Now it's to that point. Now I'm enjoying the show, but I didn't really pay too much attention. So if there were Markovians, it's something I missed.
Yeah,
I assume that
they haven't done much, but we have actually seen Markovians.
I don't understand how they're a threat or what's going on or any of that shit. I just know it's something Odell said, and I don't trust the goddamn thing Odell says. So,
yeah, the Markovians are they're from the comic books also, where their whole thing is using metas as weapons against other countries and all that kind of shit in war, and they're supposed to be trying to stop that. Problem is, the ASA or how the government do shit, so they lock everybody up that might be that in cages and shit. And they think it's okay. Anyway, so yeah, they get snatched up by the Markovians. The end. Anything else with Black Lightning you want to talk about before we move on to the main event?
No, I think I got it all out.
All right, let's move on to Arrow then.
And I'm honored to be here for this because this is technically the last official episode we will ever see of Arrow, not counting Arrow the Next Generation.
No, I'm going to hope that pilot went over so poorly that we don't get that show. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that pilot was so poorly received that they don't make that show.
This episode of Arrow was called Fadeout.
Yeah. The dog's being weird. So he's doing that thing, when they're on the floor and they're doing the whole on their back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's doing that. He's a fucking weirdo. So this episode kicks off with a flashback to the night that Slade killed Oliver's mother, but it doesn't go quite that way. Oliver is able to get himself free and saves his mother. And we realize this is one of those changes that he made.
You notice how many changes he made in his life, yet fucked everything else up outside of what affected Oliver?
Priorities, bro.
Some fucking specter he is.
Oh, man. Yeah, man. I mean, if you're looking to fix the world, the first thing you fix is the things that you are more directly involved with because you have more intimate knowledge of them. And then, you will start working your way outward, And once you get further and further out, like, to shit with Batwoman because you really know her that well, that's when you start fucking things up because, you start accidentally putting in two sisters, or, you go.
What this tells me is, how many seasons of Arrow have there been?
I believe this was number 8.
Yeah. 8 seasons. Oliver has learned nothing. Nothing from Barry's time travel and Flashpoint. He's learned nothing because instead of putting things back the way they were, he is just fucking doing the dumb superhero shit, bringing people back to life, changing shit, fucking people's lives up because he thinks he knows what's best. 8 years and a crisis and becoming the Spectre, and this man has learned jack shit about being a hero.
It happens. Like, I think he thought, this is different. Like, I'm not time traveling. I'm literally manipulating the universe. So I didn't just move.
Oh, that's easier.
I didn't just move a butterfly and everything fell apart. No, like I put things in certain spots.
No. He didn't just move a butterfly and things fell apart. He picked pieces off a bunch of butterflies and made Franken Butterfly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he didn't do that. He created it all instead of just moving things around.
On the bright side, at least we can now officially call this the Arrowverse because
Arrow literally created it. You're right.
Yep.
This is the Arrowverse. So, yeah, this documentary going on. We really don't get much more of the documentary stuff after this, which is good because I was like, this better not be a full episode when they're doing a documentary. I'll be so fucking pissed, but they didn't. I was cool. All right, but yeah, there is no crime in Star City now. Like, he just got rid of all the crime in Star City. That was his mission, to save his city. He did it. So there was that. Then we get a point where everybody's in the bunker. They're like, damn, shit's real now. He's gone. They're like, all right, well, let's drink this shitty vodka. That's what he would have done. So they drink the shitty vodka. We find out that he's also brought back, Quentin Lance. He's back. He's alive. Roy has the metal arm instead of him. So they decided to give Roy the one-armed Oliver story.
Real quick, because it's a really minor thing, but I noticed it, and it's probably going to get brushed over. Roy's got his metal arm, and he's talking to Dinah about, what's her name? Thea.
Yeah.
And the feelings. And they're going over, like, getting arrow tattoos. Why the fuck is the guy with the metal arm the one doing the tattoos?
Because that's because that's the robot arm. That's the most precise arm. That's all calculations and math on that arm, bro.
That thing looks clunky as fuck.
He's right-handed.
That thing looks clunky as fuck.
No,
he
got it.
I would not be letting Roy tattoo me with that metal arm. That thing looks inaccurate and clunky as fuck. No way.
So, Sarah's moving through time, and she goes to get Mia because, she got to bring her back for the funeral. Shows up in her bedroom instead of at her front door, which I thought was funny. Like, oh, my bad.
Well, I mean, that's kind of also her thing is, being in people's bedrooms because Sarah's hot as fuck. Like,
I mean, yeah, but that'd be kind of weird though, because like she already fucked his dad, and, like, fucked her dad.
Well, listen, think about this. She's fucked Oliver. She's fucked Oliver's wife, technically, in Nyssa.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
that
technically.
Was before Oliver though. Like she fucked.
Why not fuck the daughter?
She fucked Nyssa before before Nyssa was Oliver's wife. So
benefits of time travel. You can fuck the whole family, Travis. As long as they're legal and they give consent.
Mm-hmm. So then we get this moment with John on the salmon ladder, and he was like, never tried that before. It's not as hard as I thought it was. And then Renee's like, yeah, that's because you got arms the size of fucking pillars. You like, dude, you're fucking huge. That's why that's okay for you. I can't do that shit. That's you and Oliver shit. So,
oh wait, I got a question for you. Did they ever? So, does the pilot take place after this? Like, I was very confused because
technically before this, like, it took place before Sarah went and got her.
Okay, because so Dinah said that she didn't exist at all, and she was kind of displaced in time, and that's why she was in the future. Huh?
She specifically said it happened after the funeral.
So the pilot does take place after the funeral.
Well, it's in the future, so yeah, but like she's, there's a whole lot of time manipulation happening. For Mia, the funeral is happening after the pilot because she even mentioned that William had just gotten kidnapped a couple weeks before that.
Right.
So, pilot takes place in the future. Mia, it's been like a couple weeks. Sarah comes to get Mia for the funeral. Follow me?
Mm-hmm.
Funeral takes place. After the funeral takes place is when Dinah gets snatched up and moved to wherever she is in time, right before the pilot takes place. You follow me?
Yeah, it doesn't make any goddamn sense, but I guess.
How does it not make sense?
Because technically she is existing in two places at once.
No, she's not.
Because she is in Star City 2020 at the same time she is in Star City 2040.
No, she got moved. They literally moved her from where she was to Star City 2040 after the funeral happened.
Doesn't make any goddamn sense.
They moved her to the funeral though.
I hate Laurel. Like early on Arrow, like for the majority of it, I thought Laurel was hot as hell. This haircut and whatever the fuck she did to her lips, and I'm just not a fan of this Laurel.
We're gonna talk about this Laurel in a minute because I have words about that also. But we'll get to that. But yeah, as I was about to say, because we were actually talking about this anyway. Like Mia's still upset while she's talking to Dinah about the fact that William got kidnapped. Like she's like, I can't do the one thing that Oliver did most was protect his family. And then we find out now young William gets kidnapped because William just can't stop from getting kidnapped anywhere. It's just what the fuck, bro. So, like, all right, we got to go save him. Then Thea's here, Felicity's here now. Everybody suits up. Like, all right, let's go get him.
Hey, most importantly, my boy Ragman is back.
Yeah, they get.
And I saw him chilling in the bunker.
You gonna talk about that?
And I was like,
him after this.
Well, no, I saw him chilling in the bunker when Felicity walked in and was looking around and just like walked past me and didn't ask who the blonde was sitting on the railing. Like
she didn't ask.
She didn't know.
Yeah, she knew.
She didn't know.
She knew.
Because she asked later, "Is that?" And they're like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Oh,"
because she knew. Why would she even ask if that was her if she didn't know? She knew.
She had no idea. I believe she is just.
If she had no idea, why would she ask, is that Mia? If she had no idea now.
Because at that point, she had seen Mia wearing the Green Arrow outfit and comforting little and with the arrows and all that shit. That's probably the point where she's like, oh, that might be my future daughter. But just the blonde chick sitting there on the railing that she just walked by and ignored? No, she didn't know.
She knew.
Anyway, my boy Ragman's back.
Yeah, he's back. Roy also asked Thea to marry him while they're just up on a roof because
worst fucking timing ever.
That's kind of his thing,
My brother's dead. We're having a funeral and we're searching for his child who has been stolen. And you want to ask me to marry you now?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Good old.
I mean, it worked out, but fuck.
Good old Roy. Yeah. They end up saving William. That's not the important part. It was a dude, from back in the beginning that Oliver locked up instead of killing, which, should have killed him. But, his life was all taken apart, blah, 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 because John convinced him that he doesn't always have to kill.
This is all Diggle's fault.
Yeah. But yeah.
As a matter of fact, everything we've seen since Oliver stopped killing motherfuckers is all Diggle's fault. You know how much more shit would have been solved if Oliver just started putting arrows in motherfuckers' heads and been done with it?
Most of it would have been so much easier.
Fucking Diggle.
Yeah. So Felicity is actually scared to meet Mia because you're like, I want to see her grow up. I don't want to just meet her growing up and blah, 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 all that random bullshit she was bringing up. She was really just being a pussy. So there's that. Thea accepts Roy's proposal. Then we get to the police station and we have this talk between Laurel and Quentin. When she's like, a lot of things got fixed. People got brought back. But your Laurel didn't get brought back. And the reason why is because I'm here, blah, blah, blah. And honestly, sir, if I'm Oliver and I got to bring, got a choice between the Laurel that I lost and this one, I'm bringing back the one I lost. Sorry. Honestly, she was it's going to sound fucked up. She was a better person than you. All right. Just
100%.
You kind of redeemed yourself later on, blah, 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 blah. But she didn't even have to redeem herself. All right. She was legitimately good already.
I've got to assume that he ran out of, he brought back Quentin, he brought back his mom, he brought back Tommy. I just got to assume by the time he got to Laurel, he had run out of.
They ran out of Spectre juice?
Yeah, respawns. He ran out of respawns. We got one, so we'll just leave that one.
That's what microtransactions are for. He's about to die anyway. Might as well spend it.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you get that extra respawn pack, bro. Just spend it. You about to die anyway. So, yeah, that's that. That's what I wanted to say about that. If given the choice, I'm bringing back the other Laurel. I'm not keeping you.
Also, is it a problem to have two Laurels because we got two of fucking everyone else throughout this universe?
Yeah, but he didn't do that on purpose. We had two. Everyone else, he had like 8 brainies though. but
Yeah.
So then they're all talking about what they're gonna do after this. John and Lila taking the kids. They're going to Metropolis because Lila's got a job there. So I'm guessing they'll probably show up in the Superman show.
I fucking hate Lila.
Why do you hate Lila?
She is. Travis, you cannot trust her. I have not trusted her in so long. She's always on some shady shit. I don't know how Diggle, other than the fact that they got 2 kids now, I don't know how Diggle puts up with her bullshit. There's nothing about her character.
There's a period of time when he didn't. Remember, they had divorced first, and then they got back together.
And they should have stayed that way. John can do better. I don't like Lila. There's nothing about her that I enjoy. There's nothing about her that is redeemable. There's nothing about her that I trust. And John can do better with those pillar arms.
Oh, man. And maybe he will. We'll get to that later. So then they're all in the bunker. Well, not all of them. Just John, Dinah, and Renee. They just sitting there like, man, this is the end, bro. Got to say goodbye. They don't need us down here no more. The city's safe. Oliver fixed it. So
Dinah also said she was going to go to Metropolis, which again, with the whole her ending up the whole Dinah shit is very confusing.
Yeah, she planned on going to Metropolis. Clearly, that didn't happen. She didn't get pushed over in time by choice. She just said she was leaving, which is why nobody suspected anything when they didn't see her no more.
The whole thing's very confusing with Dinah, and I'm not about this shit. Anyway,
you're letting it confuse you because it's really not that complicated.
She said she looked herself up and she never existed.
Yeah,
I'm
when
so
she
confused.
got displaced after the funeral, everything got wiped out. What's the problem?
That's stupid. Why would
all that stuff happen
anyway
after the funeral?
No.
You keep ignoring the fact that this happened after the funeral. She specifically said it happened right after the funeral.
I'm guessing there's going to be a story behind why when we get into Arrow, the Next Generation, and all that bullshit.
It won't happen because that show is not going to happen, Matt.
Okay. I'm guessing they had a plan to explain that to us until that pilot bombed. If that makes you happy.
I refuse to believe that they're actually going to do that show.
But if the universe is all put back together, her being erased and it, I don't know. It didn't make fucking sense. But anyway, we're not talking about that. Let's get to the funeral. Let's go talk about
this happens after John, Dinah, and Renee. They shut down the bunker. They have that moment when they get on the elevator. She shuts it off. Then before the funeral, though, there's this memorial service they have out in in the park or whatever. They unveil this new statue, the one that you see in the pilot that's not going to be a show.
The one where William gets captured.
Yeah. Too bad we'll never find out what happened with that. They unveil the statue, and that's that. Everybody's there. But then next is the funeral. So we see a whole bunch of faces we hadn't seen in a while. Emiko's there. She's all good. Tommy's there. We get Talia and Nis Al Ghul. Barry came. Kara came. We got that moment where Felicity and Mia finally talk. All right, cool. We needed that because if y'all just had them stay separate this whole show, that'd been fucking stupid. So good, they talked. She gave him, think he'd be really proud of you, all that kind of shit. I love you, but all that shit. Then John gives the farewell speech, which is all deep and moving. I may or may not have shed a single thug tear.
It was more Mia and Felicity talking that might have made my eyes water a little bit than it was John's speech. But what happens during John's speech?
It was him saying the goodbye though. It was like, man, this shit is really over. Goddamn. But yes, while this is going on, everybody's going their separate ways, doing their different things. The family had packed up. John and Lila had packed the kids into the back. She's in the car. He's going over to the little moving van. But then he looks up, and something crashes to the earth, blows him back and shit. Oh, what the fuck? He got a super suit now and a name, so stuff like that don't hurt him that much. All right, so he got back up. We established this earlier. We talked about Batwoman. So he gets up and he looks at what crashed on the ground over there. Like, fuck is that? Walks over, opens up this box, and it glows green. Ladies and gentlemen, what we have been asking for years, they like, yo, let's go ahead and give him this. We've been wanting John Diggle to become the John Stewart Green Lantern for years, people. Years. Let me tell you something. We know HBO Max is doing a Green Lantern series, all right? We know this is happening. If you don't put John Diggle in that motherfucking show, Greg. Yeah, Greg Berlanti, I'm talking to you. If you do not put John Diggle in that show as the John Stewart Green Lantern, I will personally find you and whoop your ass.
Do we know it was the ring, though, Travis? I mean, he said he's going to Metropolis.
Fuck
Maybe it was
you.
kryptonite.
That was the ring, and you know it.
Maybe it was kryptonite. And then Lila and her
motherfucking Green Lantern ring. Stop it.
Lila and her untrustworthy ass is going to take that shit and fuck Kara over somehow with their fucking bullshit.
Carl's not Metropolis.
And then she'll kill Superman.
Yeah, she might use it on Superman, that Superman series. But that's not what's in the box anyway. It was the Green Lantern ring. We all know it. That's what it is. That's what they gave us. And quite honestly,
I didn't see a ring.
You saw the glow of the ring. It is the ring from the Green Lantern Corps. Stop it. Now, then they finally, cut back. They're part of the, I think it was the season finale last year that they did this when Felicity walked through that wall of light because apparently the Monitor has the power to bring people into the afterlife. I don't know why that's a thing, but okay. So he opened up the door, brought her into the afterlife, and it's like she's just back in the Queen Consolidated office. And I'm like, wait, is him saying you're going to bring it to Oliver again just mean you're going to start the shit over for her? Because that'd be fucked up. Like, I thought maybe they were going to do the thing like, yeah, I'm going to bring you back to this point in time. You just get to live it all over again. I'd have been so pissed. But that's not what happened. He shows up. He's like, hello, blah, blah, blah. They were happy to see each other. They did the whole embrace and kiss because they were happy. She waited so long to see him again. It'd been 20 years for her. Like 10 minutes for him. But it'd been 20 years for her. So there was that. He was like, I wanted it to be, she was like, I thought the afterlife would look a lot different from your office. I'm like, well, it's my mom's office. It's the first place I saw you. And she's like, no, that would be like down the IT department. I'm like, nah. First time he saw, he was outside. He was looking in the window at you in the office. That was the first time he saw you. The IT department was the first time you saw him. What?
That's creepy as fuck, by the way.
I mean, he wasn't purposely stalking her. He was just looking at the building. She just happened to be there. But, yeah, there's that. And then they just, stand there and look out the window. They're together forever inside Queen Consolidated. Because, yeah.
Well, there's like a whole world. And he said he's got the rest of eternity to show her the world or whatever that he created for them.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna live with that. Here's the thing about that with me though. If you pay attention and listen and remember things I've said on this podcast before, I've never really been all for the Oliver Felicity relationship anyway. Because to me, he's supposed to be with Laurel. And she even brought it up when she died, like, yo, you are the love of my life, Oliver, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, she is. The fuck away from Felicity. Get this shit together. And they didn't. She died. That was that. So
here's the thing.
This didn't impact me as much as it would have impacted most people. I understand how most people would feel about this, but I just didn't feel that way.
Because I never got Black Canary in the Black Canary outfit, I don't really care what else they do.
Oh, no, you didn't get the little unitard, little one piece thingy. You're right.
I did get Liv Morgan in it though.
You did. Podcast crossover there for you Smacking the Raw listeners. Yeah, man, that was Arrow, man. Like, that's the end. How you feel?
Yeah,
bro?
no,
How you feel?
I mean, I feel
Over.
like we're gonna get, as Travis said, we're gonna get a Green Lantern series with John Diggle, so we can add that to the books
Well,
on
we know
top
we're
of
getting the Green
Stargirl.
Lantern series. We don't know for sure that John Diggle's in it. I'm just saying he better be.
No, it's gonna be on HBO Max, and it's gonna have John Diggle and Lila and all those people in it. And you're gonna have to watch that and cover that on top of the Superman series and everything else we got, and Stargirl.
Here's the thing. If they add that and he's in it, I wouldn't even
You
be
don't care.
upset about that one. I'd be okay with that. It's these other ones. Like if they did this instead of that, future Green Arrow and Canaries bullshit. Like if they did this instead, I'd be for it. Like just
Yeah,
don't do that.
I really, as much as I like Mia, and I like Mia. Like I don't need that future bullshit with the Canaries and all that. Like I don't.
I just didn't like it. Like I may have gone into it already expecting not to like it, but still, I'm not gonna lie and say I didn't. But I still, I didn't like it. However, let's reflect a bit on Arrow though. Like, how do you feel? It's over, bro. Like,
Relieved.
relieved. Why are you relieved?
How much more could they have really done? Like we
It
had
did
to come
last
to an end at some point.
Yeah, it did last a little too long. Like they said they had a plan for 5 seasons, and it probably should have ended after that 5th season. But
Yeah.
it's fine.
So I'm happy they finally come to that conclusion. It's over. I've enjoyed it. I remember when I first started watching Arrow, show was probably actually 3 seasons in, and I binge watched the shit out of the first 2 seasons and got caught up, and then got to the Flash and all that.
In the 2nd season. The 2nd season was airing, and I watched the 1st season on Netflix. I'm like, oh wait, there's more. Or that 2nd season, and I was hooked.
Yeah. So, I mean, they ended it, and they ended it the way they ended it, and we don't really know what's going to happen to all of the ancillary characters like Ragman or.
Well, nothing's going to happen with Ragman because nobody really cares that much about what happened to him afterwards. You like him. You don't want a whole show dedicated to what happened to Ragman.
No, I don't.
That's what I'm saying.
I would have liked to see them.
Don't like the character. I'm saying nobody's interested enough for us to really dig into their stories like that.
I kind of would have liked them to take like Thea, and I'm sure Nyssa and Talia will end up somewhere in Gotham because they've got ties over there.
Talia, I don't know about Nyssa, but if Talia is there, Nyssa might show up anyway.
Kind of spread the characters out amongst the other shows so we don't lose everybody. We'll see what they do, but
that's what they should have done instead of making this Black Canary show. Just split everybody, and then. But whatever.
I'm good with it. I'm good. It's over.
Yeah, I feel good about it too. Like it's with what they gave us and what they had left to give, they ended it about as well as they could have.
Now Stephen Amell can focus on his wrestling career.
We'll see. He just might show up on the AEW roster. He's doing some show about wrestling though, isn't he?
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing him doing some kind of show where he plays somebody that's a wrestler or something. Yeah, man, that's it. I feel like there should be more we have to say, but I don't really have anything. Like,
I'm sure Mara will have a lot to say when she comes back. She's gonna be upset she missed this.
Yeah, she wasn't happy about it either. Like, she really wanted to be here for it, so she'll probably try to say a bunch next week. I don't know if I'll let her or not.
Well, I'm just gonna save the heartfelt stuff for Mara. I'm not gonna cry or break down. I'll let her do that because this is her show. So,
if you say so, sir. So, guess that'll be it for this week's episode of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. Do not forget, you can follow us as a brand, Creation World, on both Twitter and Instagram at The Creation World. That is at The CREATIA World. Also on Facebook at facebook.com/Creation World. Don't forget, if you're listening to this podcast on your podcast services everywhere, you can also watch us on YouTube or watch us on Facebook Or you can watch us on Pornhub because, why the fuck not? Because it's kind of shit we do around here. Let me think. What else we got? Also, you want to throw some support? Go over to the Patreon. There's several tiers for you. I'm really tired right now, so I'm not going to go through all of them. But if you go there, you'll see, you can support us at the $1, $5, several levels, whatever you're comfortable with supporting us at. We appreciate all of it. Thank you so much for those of you who do. There's perks that come along with all of it. So check that out. Also, you wrestling fans out there, do not forget to check out Smacking It Raw. Found everywhere you can find this podcast, hosted by this man right here, the Warden Matt Ritter. Also, join the Facebook group if you're a wrestling fan, facebook.com/groups/Smacking It Raw. Also, if you're a fan of, the Arrowverse and you're not in our Facebook group, what the hell are you doing with your life? Go to facebook.com/group/Super Arrow of Tomorrow. Get on in that group. Fun discussions. We throw up fun memes. I'm sure there'll be plenty of goodbye Arrow memes going on this week. Anything else?
You can find me at Matt Ritter.
Yeah, nobody wants to follow
MATTRIDDER on Twitter, not Instagram.
Yeah, he doesn't have an Instagram, just at Matt Ritter. You also can find me on both Twitter and Instagram, though. I have an Instagram, Sir_Cussalott, at SIR_CUSSALOTT. We'll catch you all next week. Mara will be back then. But until then, we out.
Crisis sucked.
Disrespectful.